Testing, testing. Oh, wow. That's weird. Testing, testing. Okay, that was interesting. Oh, what's up, EW? Oh, no, market's already open. Let me check. So we gapped up a little bit yesterday. Looks like IVR's bouncing back up, UAO bouncing back up a little bit. Yeah, sorry, BW, that was crazy. Don't listen to the first 2 minutes of the stream, apparently. All right, so IVR up the most today. Looks like it's kind of a little gap and crap day. We'll see the NASDAQ on the Sunday wasn't up that huge, but Friday was, we were on fire on Friday. How's our Nicola doing? Our Nicola's gapping up a little bit. Got UAL up here a little bit. Everything's up a little bit, it seems. Anything down a little bit? A few things down a little bit. Hertz up another 26% after whatever the hell Friday was. Hey, what's up, Rob? AMC back at it, maybe trying to break a long-term turnaround line here. With the rest of the markets, Theo going for highs on earnings. Or Thor. Oh, that's good. Tesla's up almost 5%. What's going on there? Yay, yay. Can't get mad at Tesla up 5%. Dude, Friday was 2% for the NASDAQ. I was a little shocked. So, Rob, I know you're in the Slack chat room. If you go to channels and then hit the plus sign, browse channels, you'll find macro somewhere. I think it's alphabetical order right here. You'll find macro. If you go to macro, I've been reading the whole Ray Dalio thing. Really got into it on Saturday, I think it was. Really got into it on Saturday, and pretty pretty amazing book. Not Principles, that's the website, but it's the Changing World Order. If you want to get in on that conversation, for those of you that BW, I don't think you're in my Slack chat room. You can actually get it for free. You have to go to real-crypto.com. You just sign up on the front page there, and you'll get in the Slack chat room. You don't have to pay for it or anything. So, but yeah, if you want to go in the debate, it's essentially, um, as usual, no one actually wants to put in some of the work. Hopefully, some of these guys do. Pretty smart people there, but um, yeah, it's about how the U.S. is likely to lose its global status and likely how that is to affect us, at least U.S. investors. Although we're not, world's not falling apart as we speak. Um, I think it's an interesting thing to do and have. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Yeah, you too, Ellie. If you ever jump into macro here, I've got a whole post about Ray Dalio's, what was it, the Changing World Order, which is pretty amazing. It's a history on the past 500 years of global macroeconomics, which is it's kind of amazing, even at such a high level, how much nuance there is to what happens. But basically, in a nutshell, it um, has to do with nations and their currencies. And essentially, after a new nation takes over leadership, then they wipe out everyone's debt in the old currency, essentially murdering the old currency, and they become the new dominant currency. So, with all the money printing going on and everyone's freaking out about that, yet the stock market's at all-time highs. Um, just wondering how that's going to play out in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, maybe more, you never know. So, anyway, I'm just trying to be a little bit more educated and prepared, and I think that's a great way to do it from a guy. I could spend a Saturday reading, and this guy spent the past 40 years essentially soaking up all this information. So anyway, if you guys want to chat about that, that's over there in macro. I think it's going to be helpful. All right, so Tesla up 5% today. Did they finally develop an electric car worth a crap? Tesla was top selling Chinese EV brand in May. Sales jumped 205%. That's a lot of percents. Of course, I don't think in April they were selling any EVs, or at least that many EVs. Starship is top priority, Elon Musk tells SpaceX engineers. Dude, if you guys are as much as a space geek as I am, and I don't know if you are or if you're not, on YouTube, check out the Everyday Astronaut if you don't know about that dude. Holy crap, talking over your head every step of the way, but in a way that is good actually and very informative. And he knows about SLS, and he knows about what's he call it? Starship. Knows about Starship, and last video was like 45 minutes long and it was super good. If you guys are into that at all. Work in Slack? I don't think I don't know. Let's look at work. Um, yeah, I don't know if I saw it. I don't know. Slack can sometimes go pretty quick. Cup and handle. Um, you cannot have a cup and handle a cup and handle has to have an uptrend and then you can have a cup. You can't just form a cup from an IPO. Actually, this is what's called an IPO base, however, and your IPO base is a breakout above the 42 level here. That's the IPO base. Um, that's basically what that is, yeah. But no, I don't think I actually saw your chart about work in Slack. Slack's in an uptrend, so I think it's worth looking into at least. At least we have that going for us today. AMD bounced way off the lows on Friday, right off that 50-day. It doesn't look like it on the daily chart, but on the intraday chart, you can see. If you guys remember, we were talking down here as we were on the 50-day. We bounced off it handily right there, Obviously, it's not breaking out, but that's yet another good sign that things are going good for AMD for a breakout at some point in time. And today looks like we're still pulling back, but well above the 50-day right now. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Tesla's up, yeah, 5%. IVR up 20%. Yep, Nikola doing pretty good. NCLH, which is a cruise line, is up a little bit again today. Oh, space is 4.5%. That's right now. That's cool. So space is trying to get through. Look at these moving averages. They're right on top of each other. Definitely separated by it's like less than 50 cents. What? CHK? Oh, what the hell? What? How? Who? It's 126% after a 1 in 200 stock split. And then another. Holy crap. Wow. All right, short it till it hits 15 again. Because I guess that's the sequence here. Uh, there's just something I don't know down here, I guess. Earnings were negative $852 a share. Estimate was only negative $16 a share. Yeah, right? I agree. That volume is crazy, Rob. The funny thing is, back when I was trading um, Chesapeake, which I think was like back here, we're still down 60 something percent. But yeah, man, some of these bounces. Wow. I guess you would have to buy this on a whim as the volume flattened out. That would have been your signal to enter, but I don't know what you would have expected. Maybe a nice little move up. Not that though. Just take profits. I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, let's get out of La La Land and jump back into Tesla up 5%, UAL 7.5. UAL pretty much sold off all day on Friday, but still well in the green. Well in the green. So we'll see what transpires in the next couple of days. Hopefully an RH type of a move. ZYXI, I like this one. Didn't buy it on Friday. I don't really have any cash left, but new highs today. I didn't really touch on this on Friday, but I've been looking at it recently. I think I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it in stocks after Friday's show. I think. Oh, I see a little comment there now, Rob. Yeah, it's just a little comment. Pullback buyer, falling knife, giant cup and handle. Um, I don't like work overall. It's just too much. It's just too much garbage. Yeah, 8:11 a.m., which was yeah, kind of in the middle here. We didn't look at this ZYXI. I was just looking in Slack trying to get the thing there, but pretty good. Let what go? I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to get my timeline straight. That's all. NIO not doing NIO holding up here, which is good. Oh, work, yeah. Yeah, right now it's just letting positions work. NASDAQ flat to down at the moment. Holy bejesus. I just opened up my brokerage account. That's what happens when Tesla's up 5%. Go Tesla. Oh, UAL too. Yeah, UAL's up big too. Oh, Winds. Looks like Winds doing okay. Yep, Winds up also 4%. I did buy some Wind too, so I got in on this move luckily. I was trying to find a way in and I finally did in some fashion. A shorter term option, but that one's doing pretty good. Can't sign up and join Slack? Um, Let me post a link then. Sometimes the Slack links are weird. Occasionally they don't work. I don't know why. Let me here, I'll just post it here for you. There you go. Should be able to join it via that link. And Soxel's stagnant a little bit today. Not too bad. Above the 200-day so far, but looks like it's going to come back in it and maybe try to fill a gap. We'll see how that goes. Not sure if the UAL is going to stay up here, but you think it would. American Airlines, which has kind of been leading the airlines, look at that, right way out of the lows, super heavy right out of the low. So hopefully that'll continue. IVR 23, IVR coming right back. Yeah, son. IVR looks like an option. It's up 59%. My AMD is declining basically due to right now it's not looking very hot. In a rush to get it back down to buy more at 52. Well, mid 52s, low 52s. Yeah, I think I may just ditch this option. It's a shorter term one. Still up on it, which is good. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's good. All right. Hey, I got a little bit of cash now. I just can't do anything with it until tomorrow. I guess I could do some with I have a match position. I could do something with that. It's not really doing anything. It's down too bad. I'm not sure, Ellie. Depends on what else you have in your time horizon, really, in my opinion. My AMD expired like in a week and a half or so. And I've got three of my four of my bigger positions doing really well, so I'm not really willing to get rid of those yet. Yeah, I kind of hear you that yeah, I don't yeah, again, I don't know what you got. If you have any like except I'm still hesitant to get rid of UAL and Soxel because I still have those until their leaps. I got one till next year and one till the following year. So I'm a little hesitant to give those up. My win trade I could sell. That one's, I mean, I've had that for 5 calendar days. It's up 131%. And that was actually a decent position size too. Yeah, look, I mean, this thing was just telegraphed for us. It was beautiful. Love it. Rob saying still everything but BA, IVR, and UAL. Yeah, maybe. IVR seems to be on fire here. I mean, Win looks like it may just be getting started. I think I've got some targets here about the 120 for Win. Space is going to run. I agree with you there. I'm just not quite sure. Oh, wow. It's going right now. A little bit at least. Yeah, out of these lows, you can at least play the range here in space. I wonder what that looks like. Volume's at 1 million. We've had other volume here over 1 million, which is not too bad. 2 million on the open there. So yeah, space with some pretty good pretty good volume coming out of these moving average convergences right here, which I think that's pretty good. Selling off. Yeah, I think even space to get up to just 20. Let's do 20. Just wonder what that looks like. This thing's been so volatile. There's not a lot of premium built into here. It's not even worth it. Not for an options perspective. Yeah, no way. No way. You'd have to play the stock, and the stock wouldn't be bad. 18%. That's not too bad right there. See who else stalling out here a little bit? Oh, Match is back in the green. Gonna hold up. RH back in the green too. Holding in pretty nicely there after earnings. Didn't really do too much damage. That's nice. Nicola's up 20%. Um, that's pretty cool. That's all the news for Nikola. Nikola to present at an investor conference? Is that a Nikola investor conference? Because if so, I would hope they would be presenting. A global leader. Did you know that? I didn't know this, guys. Nikola's a global leader in zero emission transportation and infrastructure solutions. Wow. Hi, my name is Randy, and I'm a global leader in. Hold on, let me make something up real quick. Um, I'm a global leader in. Um, I don't know. You guys pick something. What am I a global leader in? I'm just gonna put out a press release saying I'm a global leader. And I'm global because I'm on YouTube. That means anyone anywhere in the world can see my videos. So I'm a global leader. I love how everyone calls themselves a global leader. Anytime I see the word global leader, that's true, Rob. That is true. I'm a global leader in treehouse building. Exactly. Exactly. All right. I don't like Nicola anymore. Just based on the fact they use the term I'm a global leader. Morning stream yoga master. Is it yoga though? I'm not sure if it's yoga. Could it be a BS master? Morning stream BS master. That's right. Oh, Soxel negative. Ooh, gotta sell it immediately. How's Net doing? Net biding its time. Zoom, Twilio, Fortinet, ServiceNow, all these cloud names just basing right here. They're gonna come back in vogue again one day. MongoDB, that was a good trade. Tesla holding the 4% mark, not doing too bad up here. Broke above the range. I can't say I was expecting that this morning for them to break above their little range here. So that's pretty good. NIO holding strong. Uh, so on Friday, our big guys, I know Apple was looking at breaking all-time highs. It did hit an all-time high. Actually hit quite a few all-time highs. Pretty good volume, not quite breakout volume. TNA, yeah, if they take market leadership away, if the small caps take leadership away from the Nasdaq, that may not be a bad idea. Yeah, the Russell's been on fire. Look at that. Coming back really quickly, and Russell's super beaten down on the bigger. Oh, whoa, no, they're not. They're way back up here. I think we looked at Russell down here, didn't we? Briefly, we weren't really, hawking on it, but the Nasdaq's doing okay. You could try that if you want to, Rob. I mean, it makes a little common sense that, they buy the big ones first and then they rotate into the weaker ones, which are, you know, Russell 2000 is the small caps and some mid caps. And those are the ones that are going to be opening up last and usually buy from the big stores. So that makes sense. Yeah, Tina with a good day today, 5%. That's not bad. The problem is if you're in the Roth like I am, you got to wait 2 days once you sell something, which is hot garbage. That's annoying. Space, there you go, right back up. So if you want a stock position, Space is a pretty good one with a little 18% on the table there for you. Getting up to the 20 now, 16%. That's not too bad. UAL stabilizing, which is good, although it's in the top of a range. I'm not sure if that's stabilizing yet. I'm probably gonna leave a little bit early today, guys. Maybe in about 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna go start doing some yard work. It's gonna be like 90 something in Arizona here today, so and then tomorrow it's gonna be back up to like 104. So I'm gonna try to get it while they get yeah, today's 94, tomorrow's 102. Oh, tomorrow's also gonna be 94. So the high today's 87? What? What? 87? That's crazy. So tomorrow's gonna be 94, then Wednesday's 102. I'm still gonna do it today because it's like 72 out right now, so it's a great time to do the lawn. Fires in my area? Yeah, always BW. Um, I'm in Metro Phoenix, so we don't have like a tremendous amount of crazy fires in the metro area. Usually a little bit further up north, so it doesn't sound like you're too familiar with Arizona. Um, Arizona is a desert in like the bottom half of the state, but the top half of the state is basically all forest. Believe it or not, we have huge elevation changes. I think Phoenix is 400 feet above sea level, goes to 1,000 feet, and then Flagstaff is at least a mile plus. Yeah, so just about under an hour from me, or maybe an hour from me, you start to see some wildfires that get pretty prevalent. And this year, I don't think we've had that much rain, or no, or we did have a lot. I don't know why. You know what? It's like no matter what you do, you're always in danger from wildfires. If it rains too much, then the vegetation grows too large, too big, and there's too much grass, and that's enough fuel for a fire. And if it doesn't rain enough, then all the stuff that was there before is dry enough to start a fire. So, whatever, there's going to be a fire every day. You can't win. You just can't win. It's impossible. Don't even try. Just expect your whole world to burn down every year. So, but in the metro area here where it's actual desert, I mean, no, we don't have fires. This is why Phoenix is awesome to live in. It's just hot. It's just hot for 3 months out of the year. Maybe four, 4.5, maybe five, maybe 5.5, maybe 6 or 6.5, maybe 7 months out of the year it's a little bit hot. I'm just kidding. It's about 4 months. But I run cool anyways. My wife hates it. I love it. So Ellie thinks the Nasdaq's topping today. All right, something about being 28 minutes into the market open tells him the top is here. Today's the day. You want to know when I thought the market was topping? Here, 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 here. Hasn't happened yet. Hasn't. We still only have two distribution days. This was a stalling day right here. Um, so a stalling day is also a distribution day. And then we had an actual distribution day here. I think it was a couple days ago. We're so close to 10K. It may top when we get to 10K. Although I don't know if there's too many people on 10K watch for the Nasdaq. I know when the Dow Jones hit 10K, it was everywhere. I was in the markets at the time, and I remember a lot of people talking about, oh, the Dow's at 10K, Dow's at 10K. I'm like, yeah, probably won't go much higher though. Like, why not? I'm like, because you're talking about it. And then it stalled out. But I don't think that they're that in tune with the Nasdaq. I don't think they view the Nasdaq as they do the Dow, which kind of made some sense back when the Dow hit 10,000. The Nasdaq wasn't really a thing. It kind of was the Dow and the S&P, but now it's the Nasdaq. So If Robinhood's crashing, it's the top. Oh no, could be. Could be. Yeah, just the question is, what do you have and when do you sell? That's really the leading question. Um, what? It's awesome. How's IVR's up? IVR's up more? Holy crap, IVR. My IVR's up 82%. It's just stock. It's not even an option. I thought about buying an option. I guess I should have bought an option too because I'd be up like 400, 500% in that stupid thing. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. I'm like, why is my account like ticking up today? I'm like looking around. I'm like, well, how comes IVR 8? IVR was just up like 60%. Now it's up 82%. That is insane. Wow, my nominal position in IVR has kind of become its own almost a half position size as we start to get some selling pressure. Crazy. Tesla coming back down a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Still bullish on Tesla overall. I'm not quite sure if the market's going to let it run though. Like run. Yeah, right, Rob? I mean, if it gets all the way back up there, I think it was 500%, which would be huge. Yeah, that would be almost wait a minute. My math position size is wrong because my account's bigger. Letting BA and UAL run. Yeah, they're behaving pretty well. I mean, UAL doing good up here. We're not really not selling off. I think it's just a nice time. I mean, if you look at like RH as the template, not that you have to, and I'm trying not to. I don't want to have that kind of bias, but Restoration Hardware had that gap up and then came down and had like a day and a half of nothing, and then it popped up like 4 days after it was playing with the highs again. Morning, Aram. So yeah, that's doing good. I'm kind of I'm intrigued that UAL may do something similar, at least not topping on that action. The good news there is that our volume was lower than the prior day. I think that's bullish for whatever that's worth. Hey, 50. 50's back a little bit, which is good. Sorry, reading some of 50's comments over there and what is it, macro? Yeah, so hey guys, a couple people joining here at Rome. I've got a I'm interested in this. Looks like Rob jumped in here too. I'm in the Slack chat room. Go to actually, there's a link in the chat here. You can click there if you're not in Slack already. Um, Kenya. At least to me, this seems like a very pertinent conversation. Is who the next global power is going to be, and what is the downfall of the dollar? Because all this. Everyone's freaking out about all this money printing by the Federal Reserve, and I get it. It makes a lot of common sense, but at the same time, like, what is going to supplant the dollar as the world's reserve currency? And I kind of put in my 2 cents up here in macro. Um, see, and here's the thing: everyone likes to speak loudly and pretend like they know what they're talking about. I don't pretend that I know what I'm talking about. At least I really try not to, especially when it comes to currency. So I have a lot more questions here than I have answers. I've got like five or six really pertinent questions in here that I think are important to kind of have an answer to. And 50 jumps in with some non-answers, but yet he's giving opinions. And I really would like to figure out the answers to some of these questions because I think they're important. If no one's going to supplant the United States as the world's reserve currency, then in theory, then almost even in reality, we can just keep printing money as much as we want. There will be some shorter term side effects, but I'm looking at the larger term effects because if we're just going to print money and can buy our way out of any situation, 50 says China's not going to be the next world power. If that's the case, then um, Mohammed, you can go up here to channels with the plus icon. It'll be something similar on mobile too. And then you go to browse channels, and then it's up here in alphabetical order. You can click on macro and jump in from that perspective. But no, I like there's a decent amount of brain power here, and I know it's not everyone's favorite topic, but I think it really is important because look, if no one's going to supplant the U.S. dollar as the world's um, dominant currency, and one of my, he mentions China's in massive debt. I also mentioned that too. I mentioned here. So China itself, maybe in phase three, you can read about the phases above here, because I've heard they have 300% of GDP in their money printing. So if they're super in debt and the US is super in debt, why would you switch to the renminbi or whatever it's called? I'm not sure if I said that right, from the dollar when you got, a third of the world's countries already transacting in the dollar, in which case we're just going to be able to print literally indefinitely until the one day we do pop. Maybe it'll be super sudden and super quick, but we'll still be printing and all this stuff will still be going up in value. So that's my point. Look, I don't want to get I don't want to get excuse me. I don't want to get freaked out about the dollar. Well, generally I don't want to be freaked out about the dollar, but I really don't want to be freaked out about the dollar if there's nothing to get freaked out about. Does that make sense? There's people that are always freaked out about the dollar and how about we're printing money, and they're kind of panicking people, and I want to know if there's something to be panicked about. So maybe there's nothing to be panicked about. So, yeah, if the US is going to be the world safe harbor, I mean it's been that way since 1945. It's 75 years now. Um 75 years now. So if it's going to keep going, then all you can do is take advantage of it. All you can do is be knowledgeable in what to do. And I'm not even sure if I know that much yet, but you can be a little bit knowledgeable in what to do and then just do that thing and then you'll be good to go. Yeah, buy stocks. Money's got to go somewhere. It's going to go to stocks. Anyway, I'm kind of that's my topic of infatuation at the moment is trying to figure out what are the factors that can lead to the US's decline on the global stage and their currency being essentially devalued, but I don't see it on the horizon. I don't know who's going to challenge us. People think we're going to go bump crypto. Yeah. See, here's the thing about Ray Dalio's book is that it was based on world powers taking power from other world powers. And let's say it is China and China takes power from the US, are they all of a sudden going to pump Bitcoin? No. They're going to pump something that they control. So, anyway, that's kind of how I'm looking at that at the moment. IVR, well, dude, it's just super beaten down. It's just yeah, XRP, yeah, right. It's just super beaten down. I mean, they're just look at how they handled the. This is how they handled the coronavirus in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they dropped 82%, 82% in 2 weeks. So if they're not gonna go bankrupt, if they're gonna make it, if things are generally gonna be okay, you can imagine that which is one of the reasons why we've been looking at IVR, you can, generally come to the conclusion that it's going to rise fairly rapidly. Obviously, not in 2 weeks, but maybe in 2 months or 3 months. And that's pretty good for what's going to end up being, a 470 whatever percent trade. That's not bad. And a 60% dividend yield. So, and one question I have about dividends, um, and I don't have the answer to this, is that is it still buyable? In a sense, yes. I mean, it's up significantly off the lows, Mohammed. It's up 100% off the lows. But in a sense, yeah, because even from here, you're looking at 180% back to highs. And the thing is that it's got a good dividend yield as it get because it pays a 50-cent dividend every quarter, which back when it was, $2.50 is a significant dividend yield. It was like a 60 something percent dividend yield, which is why I bought it back here. Actually, I bought it the day before it went ex dividend, which apparently was really stupid. I'd be up more than that, but I bought like on the high. I bought on this day like an idiot. Apparently, I should have bought down here when it was undercutting. I bought it 18% higher. See, my goal was to beat Rob in percentage gains, but he's beating me, so I guess I lost that game. Anyway, um, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty extended up here. I'd have a hard time buying something up 37% generally. I think in time, if IVR is going to be fine, and we looked into IVR, it's hard to get a good beat on exactly what's going, you know, exactly on their financials and how it's going to work out and stuff. But anyway, apparently there's some confidence or they're being bought back up. LK. Oh, it's taking only down 14% today. That's nothing for LK. That's nothing. That's that's pennies for LK. MJ trying to break up? Oh, snap, son. I got no cash left. You can buy some MJ, Muhammad, if you're looking at it. MJ with pretty nice price action right here. How's our ACB doing? Not too bad. Yeah, Pays. Sorry, Rob. Oh, Pays breaking our long-term trend line here. It's not quite a long-term turnaround play. It kind of is a long-term turnaround play. Some good pocket pivots. One, two, three good pocket pivots here in the past couple of weeks. Yeah, not too mad at Pays. That's not a bad one, Rob. That's not a bad one at all. Nice little cup forming. See, here's your prior uptrend. This can be a cup, Rob, and then you can go on to form a handle. But yeah, I mean, Pays has been lagging. We mentioned a while ago. Remember, it was having this huge pump up here. Um, yeah, right in this area is up huge, like for one day or something like that. But I actually don't mind it. Yeah, I think this. Well, maybe not today. We'll see how it goes today. Friday probably would have been a good day to enter. Maybe on the breakout here of the trend line. It's not in a bad position. I'm just not quite sure because we're still under these lows here, so it's kind of in a topping area. So it's hard to jump in right near a top. You'd want it to break out if you're this close. um, oh, how the hell did you get in at 444? Because it was just beaten down. Well, good job there. Yeah, just keep holding that one then. That one looks like it's in a good spot. Yeah, I mean, you could probably give it to 589 in terms of a stop loss if you're looking at looking at that. But if it breaks that 200-day moving average, um, I mean, you never mentioned Pays as a position. So you got UAL, Boeing, Visa, and Pays. What else you got? Nvidia. That's that's an interesting pattern. Nvidia's in the middle of some sideways chop. I mean, maybe a little bit if you want to add to Nvidia. Um, I mean, I like the chart pattern in AMD a lot because AMD's it seems like they're more of a competitor to Intel right now than they are Nvidia. Nvidia's kind of got their thing on lock, and I'm not sure on AMD, but I do like this cup and handle, and I do like this here near the 50-day. It doesn't look like we're gonna, respect the 50 days. We still haven't broken any of these recent highs, but um, look, the chips are gonna have their day, and they're just gonna freaking rock one day, and I don't know what day it's gonna be, but I think the sector as a whole is gonna do just fine. I think my idea right now is that AMD has more upside because of the consumer and server chip market versus the graphics. I think the graphics are still doing okay. I don't know for sure, but I know that their chips are doing really good versus Intel's. So for me personally, I would probably jump on AMD over Nvidia. But that being said, Nvidia is in highs first, so that's like a positive thing. I thought this last part here, Rob, said special. I'm like, what's special? How you doing? Are you just super underwater in KG? Sorry, replying to a 50 comment here. What else you got here? Rom saying WSM. Let's look at that real quick. What is that? Williams Sonoma. They're a retailer, I think, right? Or a winemaker or something. Um, yeah, not bad. It's pretty extended though. You had a semblance of a base here as we were trying to play with the 200 daily moving average, but yeah, it's not bad. I personally don't want to start jumping into it. But this is a nice little consolidation. If you start to see it kind of break out from this 87.5 level, you could look into that one. That's not too bad. IVR. Oh, new highs for IVR. There you go. LK NAT. What's NAT? Why do you have NAT? Oh, tankers. You're playing tankers for the whole oil thing. Actually, this looks really good right here. Look at this thing. There's a pocket pivot on Friday for NAT, and yeah, and today can following through. So NAT actually here looking really good. At least just to curl back up to the highs here, about $8, which is pretty crazy. I wonder if there's going to be a good options play for that. Options are fun. Holy crap! I guess how long is it going to take? What? They have July and then they have October. So I get 39 days or 130 days. I don't want either of those. But wow, this may be worth a gamble. 1,200% if it does it by the 17th of July. If it completes this cup, which I on the weekly it seems absurd. Well, why the hell didn't you bring this to us earlier, Rob? Rob's holding out on us, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, this NAT looks pretty dope right here. So I'm getting into it with 50, which is going to be a year-long conversation, because apparently he thinks anyone with his economic system can be power. I kind of like this thing, man. This is like on the come up right here, and I'm not sure about it getting to 8, maybe 7. Sorry, no, I was replying to 50. You guys can't hear my keyboard strokes because of the whole thing. Sorry about that. Yeah, NAT looks pretty interesting here. Um, yeah, Aram said, yeah, do I see a correction coming? Well, not at this stage of the game. We only have 2 distribution days on the market, so not really. We're still keep on keeping on. Responding to 50 again. Okay. Well, yeah, consolidation could work. It just hasn't happened yet. So we haven't consolidated at all. We've had one for maybe, yeah, yeah. If you guys want to look in Slack, I'm typing there with 50. Yeah, so he's talking about the systems and stuff. Yeah, I could give him a link to the stream here. That would be a good one. Then I could just yell at 50. Like, you're wrong, 50. Yeah, NAT looking pretty good here though. Joe says is new hype. What the hell are you talking about? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means, Ellie. I don't even know what that means. But I do like that little NAT trade here is pretty good. If you look at my options calculator, if it gets up to 7, it's like a 500% return, which is pretty amazing. 575 break even point, which is manageable if this thing keeps up. Oh, does it? Yeah, I don't. Oh, is that who that is? Joe Saz wannabe? Who's? I don't even know who the hell Joe Saz is. Ridiculous. A tool that projects accumulated order books in Trader View. Oh, that's cool. Can't be too mad at that. 47% for IVR. What kind of crack is IVR on? Damn. That's pretty amazing right there. A Tone pupil? What? Tone's cloning himself? Why is. Oh. Oh, God. Does he talk as bad as Tone? What's. Do I just need to live stream every day? Is that all I need to do? Just live stream every single day and talk about stupid stuff? Well, I'm bald too, so I'm not any better. I'm just gonna go jump off a bridge. Too many bald crypto people out there. All right, Tesla coming in a little bit here. Oh, that's his shtick. Gotcha. 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 So nice on the open, not so much on the little downslope here. Kimball Musk made his first sale in 2020. That's what happens when you get millions of shares of Tesla. You get to sell a few for $1,000 a piece. Crypto's doing okay. It's managing, deciding when it wants to go up. Yeah, it just hasn't made up its damn mind yet, which is fine. Yeah. Oh, Musk. Yeah. Uh, yeah. That. Yeah. He's in Tesla. He was in charge of Solar City. Then they bought out Solar City. Now he's in Tesla. BW looking a short. I'm gonna miss you on the channel, BW. You're gonna leave here pretty soon when you have no money left. Hey, what's up, 50? Glad you're joining us. You get to watch IVR go up tremendous amounts. Yeah, Ivan's now posting in talking about China's been strategically be around as long as I'm in crypto. Well, like you said, you just plan on losing money in stocks because of BTC because you're in a BTC position. So that's right, YOLO. You only live once, so only live once. So short everything. That's right, short everything. Yeah, I don't know who. I mean, 50 was talking about just short Tesla. Why short Tesla? No, no one's short Tesla, dude. They're a global powerhouse for the next 10 plus years. But if you're talking shorter term, and I guess I can't. If you want to try to time a short on Tesla, hasn't worked so far. Hasn't worked so far. But no, I think from that global macro perspective, talking about Ray Dalio's book. If you haven't read that, especially you 50, I mean, I really highly suggest you read that. Skip the chapter 3 though, if you want to read super deep in the in the money side of it. You can read chapter 2, but it's pretty dry and pretty thick. I was having a pretty hard time with it, but you know more than I do, I think. So yeah, predicting the future is extremely difficult, especially from the past. Well, I don't know. I mean, see, here's the thing: is humans are repeat machines. And if you see the same mechanisms happen over and over again, see, this is the whole reason. It's the whole reason why people invest in gold, right? Is because it's because historically it's been the only store of value, even though technically, especially in today's world, it doesn't mean dick. Gold really doesn't mean that much. It's pretty much an emotional play, and it has been used. Why does everyone hate Ray Dalio? I don't understand. Why is he a prick? He's a guy just sharing his knowledge. He's just sharing his knowledge. That's all he's doing. You get all his books for free. If you want to buy a printed book, you have to pay for the printed book, but all the ebooks are free. I've watched a lot of his interviews. I don't think he's a prick. I think he's a guy that's trying to get his message across. The problem is his message is for a lot of people, the most uninteresting message on the planet. And a lot of the interviewers probably don't even have the brain power to kind of put it together. But I don't see him as a prick. I see him as sometimes frustrated, which I guess you could view that as a prick. But he's just trying to educate people. He's not, he's made all his money. He's like, now I'm giving back. So, but anyway, I think the whole historical part of it. So I think it's fascinating because if you read the book, which is free, you can read it. It's going to take you a while, but I think the part three, if you read any of them, I think part three is the easiest to digest because it doesn't go super deep into stuff. Yeah, basically it is. Yeah, basically it is, Paul. But isn't that all? Isn't that anything that's name any system that anyone's ever written a book about, and that's everyone's message in a nutshell. So yeah, it's just another way of putting it. But anyway, but I think the whole global macro thing, because like really, I'm a little concerned that we're printing so much money. We're printing trillions of dollars for I don't know where the hell they're going, bond market, whatever the hell that means, right? Like it appears to disappear into this big huge chasm of a hole. Um, but the Federal Reserve said something a while back that I thought was pretty poignant. They said there's still a market for dollars, so we're going to keep printing as long as there's a market for dollars. So the question is, uh, when would there not be when will there not be a market for dollars? And then what do we do in that case? Is it strictly a gold play where you just jump into gold, or is there something else at work? Like what's the mechanism after that, and what's there to look for? And then, at least for me, what does that mean for my personal, well-being here in the United States if we're declining power? From that perspective, I kind of look at the UK and like London. The UK is a pretty good place to live, I think, right? I know London at least is. So maybe it means nothing for the people in the United States if that comes to pass. Maybe we go through a fairly prolonged period of declining purchasing power as our dollar becomes pointless. Has it? I, what's the definition of that? I don't even know what that means. London's gone to shit. Super high real estate prices, but I think they got their own central bank, which probably prints their own money too. So yeah, I guess it just depends on your definition. But I'm just thinking like day to day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't live in London, so I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with those two either. Well, yeah, you don't like it, Paul, but obviously there's some people that do. Ridiculous social policies. Yeah, I think like everything in life, things swing a little bit too far in both directions, and right now there probably is a little bit like banning straws in California. Like I think it's a little bit much. That's pretty much. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Aram. We are going to the worst. I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, I don't know much about London. I'm just thinking about from my perspective. I think about okay, maybe if the U.S. is going to end up being the next UK, because UK lost their dominance 75 years ago. So 75 years from now, I'm not going to be alive. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I think one different yeah, it didn't show it, Rob. I don't know. I think one thing that's a little bit different. I mentioned this to 50 in the macro room. One thing that's different. Ooh, Africa. Ivan was talking about Africa, but China's investing directly in Africa. Yeah, that's not bad. It could be an African nation many years from now. Like 50 said, maybe 50 years from now. But I mean, the US was up and coming. Well, here, I'll show the book. I think, we're all we all do charts here, so I think the charts are pretty important. And here there's so what he does here is he kind of graphs all the different. So here's the empires of the past 500 years. So it's actually the Netherlands, which I didn't even know was a world power. Apparently they were a world power and we all transacted in their currency for a while. And then the UK came up here. Now the US is coming up, and now the Chinese is coming up. This was a warring transaction right here. So this the so actually the Netherlands took it over from the Spanish earlier. So they took it over from the Spanish, and then oh, how is this China? He didn't talk about. He's not going back that far. He only has China because of where they are today. Oh, pandemic and protesting, all that stuff. That's all short-term blips. That's all short-term blips. You don't really have to. This is like multi-year history right here. Basically, what it is. That's the Netherlands. All kinds of fun graphs. And I think that other one's still pertinent, but this is so funny. He goes into chapter three, and then there's like an appendix, which is oh, it's chapter two. There's chapter two, and then there's an appendix which is the size of chapter two. I'm like, Jesus, man, for crying out loud, come on. Um, anyway, what I was trying to get to. Oh, I missed this one. So a couple of points in here actually. Shoot, I should probably start doing the damn yard. Um, I don't know. Well, 50 was saying earlier he was thinking maybe India, but and I India, yeah, definitely could be a candidate, but I don't know how they would supplant the U.S. I don't know how it would happen in the mechanisms. So I think I am gonna jet here, guys. I'm gonna go do that stupid yard. So I don't know. Maybe we'll pick this up tomorrow if anyone's even interested in it. But um, yeah, I think that at some point the U.S. has to go down. But one of my points is that the world has only been global since World War II, World War One, maybe, if you want to consider that global. The world's only been global for about 120 years or so. Before that, all these different, you know, Spain, the Netherlands, Portugal, which someone mentioned here a little bit ago. BW mentioned the Portuguese. Um, Even China, which was a power at one point in time but didn't quite influence the Europe, those were all neighbors. All those guys were warring neighboring factions. We don't really have a neighbor that can supplant us. It's going to have to be a big power, which is going to be Russia, India, or China. Russia, India, or China. So, and they're all really far away from us. So it's going to if you remember the last war that could have been that wasn't, and I think I mentioned this in the macro room, is the Cold War between the U.S. and Russia. If we were closer, now Alaska doesn't count because no one lives in Alaska, but if we were closer, we probably would have gone to all out war. We probably would have gone into all out war, and um, but we didn't because there was a distance. There was a distance there. And I can't say who would have come out on top. I'd like to think the US, but I'm not going to try to make any assumptions on that one. But we avoided the war basically due to distance. We had to use nukes, which is what BW is saying here. We had to use nukes because that's the only, we couldn't like ship tanks over to fucking over the ocean. Russia would see us coming a mile away and just drop nukes and stuff. We still don't even really have hypersonic aircraft in reality. Not right now. We have ICBMs and stuff like that, but we'll see them coming. We have radar and stuff. But anyway, the general point is that I mean, those empires are so massive, it has to be a ground war. So they're going to have to try to invade the United States, or the United States is going to have to try to invade China. And I don't see any of them trying to do that. Now, if we start seeing China build up forces for like 15, 20 years and they have, hundreds of many hundreds of ships and many hundreds of planes, then we can start to think they're planning a ground invasion. That's the other layer, BW, is cyber war. Is because think about how expensive a ground war is going to be and how long it's going to take. It's going to be insanely expensive. Very similar to what we did in World War II. That's the kind of scale you're talking here. And it took us several years to ramp up into World War II. We did it secretly, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But cyber war, you can argue China's already winning the cyber war. Now, we don't know what the US is doing in the current cyber war because you could argue there is a cyber war happening. But anyway, I think that's going to be could be a super interesting talk in field of kind of, not really study, but yeah, what does supplanting the US look like? And look, if the US is not going to be supplanted, let's get back to talking stocks and get over all this the US is printing money bullshit because it doesn't matter. Because if no one's going to supplant the dollar, it's not even going to matter. And Paul with a good point there, but the US has an infinite money printing machine, so we can't run out of money. We would have run out of money a long time ago, my friend. A long time ago. That's why we went off the gold standard because we ran out of certificates for gold. And everybody was trying to come for the gold and they couldn't come for it, which is also laid out in the book, by the way. They couldn't come for the gold, so we just moved to a fiat system, said, okay, screw you guys, which apparently has happened like every single other time. So it's not like it's a new thing. And I think Monkeytron said that, or maybe it was Ellie, someone mentioned that all fiat systems have died. Well, it's not that the fiat system died, it's the government backing that fiat system lost. And the new person ended up doing that. So money will lose its purchasing power so you can print all you want. Yeah, maybe. It's possible. I mean, inflation is real. That's the thing. But, at the end of the day, if that's the reality that you live in, I mean, you can sit here and be idealistic about it and just bitch and just yell, or you can actually provide an actionable thing to do. And in my mind, the actionable thing to do would be to buy inflationary assets. Just some type of inflationary asset, whether it be the stock market or gold. I mean, gold could be a thing to do, but I mean, the stock market vastly outperforms gold, especially, there's stints where gold does outperform the stock market. That is true. But on balance, it's easier to make money jumping between, Tesla and IVR and UAL and those than it is just holding in gold. If you want a physical gold, which I know that you do 50, that's fine, obviously. Nothing wrong there, but if you're just a normal individual trying to invest for his retirement or the next 10 years or whatever, it's going to be hard to try to time that next massive gold rise. All right, guys, anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for letting me, wow, Nicola going for it here. Go freaking Nicola. Gold. Go Nicola. Buy some Nicola. I think everyone's buying Nicola. Getting Tesla fever here. Nicola's going for it, so I don't know. That's what I did, Rob. Gold. I love gold. Gold is cool, though. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate it. And